They say every day is for the thief, one day for the owner of the house. But ICPC, the Anti-Corruption Commission, has reversed the role. It is now every day for the owner of the house. If you're involved in bribery, over-invoicing, or any shady deal, the day of reckoning has come. ICPC, the Anti-Corruption Commission, is watching you. If you're reported for any corrupt practice, you'll be investigated, prosecuted, and punished. Corruption is harmful to our nation. Join the campaign against it by reporting any corrupt practice to ICPC, the Anti-Corruption Commission.
Let we join hands with ICPC, make them better.
Let's make Nigeria great again.
ICPC, they watch you.
Watch and for corruption.
Break the chain of corruption now. Don't give, don't take. This message is brought to you by ICPC, the Anti-Corruption Commission.
For many Nigerians, sanctions and punishments are the ultimate way to fight corruption. Such people have scant regard for the fact that rewarding exemplary and conspicuous acts of integrity by honest individuals can change other people's behavior for the better. ICPC recognizes this and has therefore introduced a reward for acts of integrity as one of its strategies against the cankerworm of corruption. This edition is indeed a special one as we bring you awards to two distinguished Nigerians who should inspire us through their unwavering and unrelenting displays of integrity, despite the fact that they had every opportunity to do otherwise. Welcome to Corruption Must Go, ICPC's weekly television program. I am Murna Barnabas Atiai. Also on the program, we shall bring you a bit of character molding drama, ethics and values, and more. In the meantime, Hawa Garba brings you anti-corruption stories.
Welcome to our anti-corruption stories segment. I am Hawa Garba. ICPC has uncovered 3.9 billion naira which was included in the 2019 budget for constituency projects but not allocated to any specific project or sector. ICPC Chairman Professor Bolaji Owasonye revealed this at a two-day national summit on diminishing corruption in the public sector organized by ICPC in collaboration with the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation at the State House, Abuja.
Other ICPC achievements. Sir, I have focused on our efforts in three key main areas, but other efforts and achievements of the board since inauguration include asset recovery. In the past 10 months, sir, we have recovered over 250 physical choice assets worth over 32 billion in seizures, interim forfeiture orders, and final orders. We also have cash recoveries in interim and final orders in Naira and USD amounting to over 3 billion. We are mindful of Mr. President's directive that recovered assets should be properly disposed of and the proceeds paid into the National Treasury. Sir, we are taking steps to fully comply with this directive.
The ICPC chairman, who was presenting the report of Constituency Projects Tracking Group, Ethics and Compliance Scorecard and System Studies, detailed recent achievements of the Commission in the fight against corruption. He said that the Commission uncovered sundry corrupt practices and weaknesses in ministries, departments, and agencies through its System Study, Ethics and Compliance Scorecard, and tracking of constituency project initiatives, and has taken steps to curtail them. Speaking further, Professor Owasonye disclosed that the abuse of constituency projects were more through the broader communities development agency and the Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency of Nigeria, SMEDAN. He also added that over 250 properties valued at 32 billion naira were seized by the Commission in the last 10 months, with some under interim forfeiture order and others under final forfeiture.
is our system study and review of MDA's practices. Mr. President, sir, when you inaugurated this board, you directed that we should scale up our prevention mandate because, as you told us, prevention is better than cure. In this regard, we widened the use of our powers under Section 6B to D of our enabling law to scrutinize the practices, systems, and procedures of MDAs in respect of personnel costs from 2017 to July 2019 and the 2018 Capital Development Fund. Part of our preliminary findings, the summary of which are also included in a visual narrative in your folders, revealed gross abuse of personnel budget and inflation, or the padding of the nominal roll. As at the time we went to press for this summit, we had covered about 300 MDs, and the amount that was inflated when we went to press and printed those documents was about 12 billion. Today, Your Excellency, we have discovered an additional 6 billion, making a total of 18.624 billion that has been restrained by ICPC. What we did was to write to the Minister of Finance and to tell her that obviously these MDs have padded their personnel budget and that she should not allow the money to be released through the e-government platform.
In his remark, President Muhammadu Buhari, supporting the report presented by ICPC Chairman, bemoaned the widespread corruption surrounding the implementation of constituency projects in the country.
Yet the impact of such huge spending on the lives and welfare of ordinary Nigerians can hardly be seen. The first phase report of tracking these projects by ICPC confirms our worst fears that people at the grassroots have not benefited in terms commensurate with the huge sums appropriated for constituency projects since inception. I am therefore delighted that through the efforts of ICPC, some contractors are returning to site to execute projects hitherto abandoned, and that project sponsors are held to be accounted for. The ICPC has my full support and the support of this government to hold fully to account contractors, complicit public servants, and project sponsors who divert funds meant for constituencies or other people-oriented welfare projects of our government, or who by other means reduce the quality and value of such public projects.
The President further commended ICPC for stopping the diversion of 9 billion naira through personnel budget by some government agencies, has directed those yet to join the Integrated Personnel Payroll Information System (IPIS) to quickly do so. ICPC has secured a 20-year jail term against Mr. Olarinwaju Kayode, a part-time examiner at the Polytechnic Ibadan, for committing examination malpractice. The sentence was handed down by Honorable Justice Joyce Abdul-Malik of the Federal High Court sitting in Ibadan, Oyo State, after having found Kayode guilty of all charges preferred against him. Kayode was a part-time examiner who assessed and marked student examination scripts of the Department of Accountancy of the Polytechnic Ibadan. He had been arraigned by ICPC in June 2016 on a 5-count charge for allegedly collecting sums of money from 5 students of the institution and attempting to assist them to alter and secure higher examination scores on different scripts written outside the examination hall. All offences contravened sections 9 subsection 9(2) and 9(2)(a) of the Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Act 2000 and 10(b) of the Examination Malpractices Act, Cap E15 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 1990. The final judgment against Kayode was secured after the ICPC, through Prosecution Counsel Barrister Faustina Adeola and Barrister BC Balogun, proved beyond reasonable doubt that he had committed all the offences leveled against him. Justice Abdul Malik, in handing down the judgment, stated that the convict was to serve 4 years jail term on each of the 5 counts, bringing the total to 20 years imprisonment. The sentence is to run concurrently. Thank you for staying with us. Corruption Must Go continues with Murna.
If you're just tuning in, this is Corruption Must Go. When bribery and other acts of corruption occur too frequently in a society, they are internalized by individuals of that society and become acceptable as norms. The Nigerian society, unfortunately, has suffered this fate with its attendant adverse effects. ICPC is determined to change this and is therefore leaving no stone unturned in this regard. The recent Integrity Awards given to 2 public servants, ACG Bashir Abubakar of the Nigerian Customs Service and Mrs. Josephine Ugu of the Federal Airports Authority, Lagos, by ICPC, is the beginning of an annual reward system designed to assist in this change. The awards were presented to the recipients by no less a person than President Muhammadu Buhari at the opening ceremony of a 2-day national summit on diminishing corruption in public sector, organized by ICPC in collaboration with the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. ICPC Chairman Professor Bolaji Owasongi introduced the awards recipients.
In 2018, ACG Bashir Abubakar, as Customs Controller of Apapa Area Command, rejected a bribe of $412,000 offered to him by drug traffickers on 40 containers of tramadol, a controlled and highly addictive drug which has wreaked havoc on the mental health of Nigerians across all levels. Thank you, Mr. President, sir. The second recipient, Mrs. Josephine Ugu, her case is particularly fascinating, sir. Despite a very obvious low economic status with a salary of only 12,000 and the frequent temptations at finding huge sums of money, Mrs. Ugu remains steadfast with integrity. Briefly, sir, she hails from Obupa Town, Nsukka local government in Enugu State, born in December 1978. She has an OMD and was employed as a worker by one of the companies that has the contract to clean the airport. In 2006, while working with the aero contractors as casual staff, on this salary of 12,000, she found and returned 10,200,000 naira at Akanu Ibiam Airport in Enugu. On the 23rd of December 2014, she found and returned the dollar equivalent of 8 million naira only at Muritala Mohammed International Airport. On 27th December in 2014, she found again and returned the dollar equivalent of 7,300,000 naira at Muritala Mohammed International Airport. On the 23rd of January 2015, she found and returned $12 million at Muritala Mohammed International Airport. On the 20th of February this year, sir, she found and returned 200,000 naira at the General Aviation Terminal in Lagos. Given this consistent practice of integrity, she was finally employed by FAN in 2015 on grade level 7, and she's currently on grade level 8. By this, on investigation, sir, we found that Mrs. Josephine Ugu has no accommodation. Therefore, ICPC, in collaboration with the Office of the Vice President, the support of the Woodford Consulting, led by Mrs. Timilade Okisonjo, who is also in the audience, and the kind donations of NMPC and Bank of Industry, we raised some money to buy her a bungalow, which I hope in Lagos. I wish to use this opportunity to acknowledge the donors of this worthy initiative, I also invite Mr. President to symbolically not just give her a lifetime presidential handshake, but also present the key to the bungalow. This is the bungalow, but furnished, to be handed over to Mrs. Ubu to say Nigeria appreciates you, what you have done, and we recognize your selfless effort. Mr. President, sir, I humbly present Mrs. Josephine Ugu to you, sir.
Corruption must go crew sought to know from the awards recipients what made them display such acts of integrity.
It's no longer news that you recently returned some money to the government. Why did you do that?
Well, first of all, don't forget I'm a public servant, and secondly, as a Muslim, I have that at the background of my mind, that there is day of accountability. What belongs to you belongs to you. What doesn't belong to you belongs to somebody. So you need to find out who is that somebody. More so, it is money given to me with negative mind, just to secure release of certain things that are not supposed to be. And I felt it was wrong, and there was need for me to play along so that we, together with my colleagues, we can get to the root of the ownership, and then also get those sponsors arrested.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did your friends or relatives ridicule you after they heard that you didn't keep the money?
Well, it is interesting to, of course, know that, yes, I had some laughs at the background. It could be a joke, it could be in reality, but certainly I had such discussions with a lot of friends. Some will say, look, if you don't want, you should know that there are so many that are in need of it. But with explanation, I think everything went so smoothly. And like I said, some of them could be, they could portray themselves as if they mean it, or otherwise they are playing, or they are joking.
Okay, is there anything from your background or upbringing that could have been responsible for your decision?
Certainly. My late father, who would have been 97 years old by now, was a core civil servant. And of course, I came from a royal family of Zazzau Emirate. And my father, until his death, he has never received any traditional title. He held on to his religious ethics, I think possibly because of that. I think, secondly, the leadership we have is very encouraging. The leadership of Colonel Hamid Ibrahim Ali is somebody who recognizes, first of all, he gives you free hand to operate, provided whatever thing you are going to do officially is within the ambit of the law. You are free to do so. Additionally, he is somebody who leads by example. He doesn't give any burden to any of his management staff, not to talk less of any of his management staff also giving you any financial burden or any request. So that is very encouraging. He encourages transparency to the bottom. And we, the younger ones, we are looking up to his lifestyle, and we are emulating. That is very encouraging.
It is no longer news.
Yeah.
Everybody has heard it here that you have returned money several times. Now we are interested. We want to know what made you to do what you do.
Okay.
What's taking the money? You know what, Larry, when people say, but they want to take it, they'll be tempted. Why did you not take it? Why did you return the money?
In the presence of human being, I'll take it. But in presence of God, I'll return it. I did what I did because I know my family background. They can't take anything that not belong to them. Because they taught me when I was small that if I see anything, I'll return it. And again, I do it because of fear of God upon my life. And bring the image of Nigeria. Because other countries, they are talking that Nigeria is corrupt. Nigeria is a thief and that. But today, Nigeria is not Nigeria they know before. Nigeria is not corrupt. Some of my friends correct too. But my brother, the one senior me, he's very happy that I did it. But many people, they are saying it. Why you return this money, you remain poor. But I'm telling them, good name is better than silver and gold. I can't remain poor. Money, day before I come back, I come for this world. I'll leave money and go. So I'll make image of Nigeria and for God's sake.
That was a very good business. Yeah. The furniture you brought was very perfect.
That's how we roll.
Let me do you receipts.
Yeah. How much was it again?
1 million naira.
Okay, write 2.5.
Mbano. The deal was for 1 million naira now.
Okay, write 3 million. I'll give you 500.
Oh no, I don't do business like that now. Yeah.
In that case, give me back my check. Let me go and look for vendor that business.
Take.
Your loss.
It is only for incorruptible customers. What are you talking?
Now get out.
What kind of this?
You will just die.
No,
you will die.
That is the door. Now get out from here.
Rubbish.
Look, my people. Make una only add money for original invoice price. That's not corruption. Say no. Not in my country.
Stop corruption now.
Corruption not in my country.
You have heard it all from our award recipients, and of course, you must agree with ICPC that they surely deserve to be recognized and rewarded. Beside the honor of recognition, Mrs. Ugu, because of her economic status, was also presented with the keys to a modest but furnished 3-bedroom bungalow. According to Bukola Adewumi of the Integrity Icon Nigeria, integrity needs to be celebrated for the actualization of a better society. That's our package on today's edition. Remember, You can make enquiries and suggestions via our toll-free numbers as shown on the screen. You can also watch the program on our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/ICPC Nigeria. I am Murna Barnabas Atiai. Bye for now.